Hey, what up, people? The Football Talker team. I'm your host, AB. If you ever needed a sign or a reason as to why it pays to serve God, just look at Arsenal fans. Because this Sunday, you can really tell Arsenal fans went to convene at church after the mess up on Saturday. Yeah, Arsenal fans went to church. They had their tambourines. The ladies had, those big church hats that those aunties back in your church used to wear back in the day, you understand? And they were there just praying, speaking in tongues. You get what I'm saying? And God, being the merciful God He is, He delivered. And some way, somehow, even though Arsenal missed the opportunity to go 9 points clear, by beating Forest after City lost, Arsenal ended up still winning the match week. Is God not good? Man, I'm telling you, Saturday wasn't a happy day for Arsenal fans, man. It wasn't, because again, like in the previous video when Arsenal slipped up against what team was it? I forget where they went and now drew. You get what I'm saying? The stage was set. First of all, let's talk about Man City, because this is the City that everybody said they're going to do the remontada, they're going to come back, once they start picking those points back up. You see, I've always said this isn't City like City of old. I mean, it's still Pep, it's still City. They deserve and they will continue to get that respect that they can always bounce back. But this isn't the same fiber of team. This isn't the same caliber of players. You get. And yet again, after like 3 straight draws or so, they lost at Old Trafford. Yeah, to Banter United, to Man United, to Shite United. Made Man United look like prime, Real Madrid with the 5 peats, Champions League 5 peats. Get what I'm saying? Made these guys look good. I mean, can you imagine City at Old Trafford? Like Man United were playing rondos with City. Is that not crazy? Look at the players, even in the rondos. You have Dallo, Casemiro, Bruno running rondos on you. Man, listen, it was a battering. Like United completely deserved that win, bro. Start to finish, better team, aggressive, looking like they wanted it more, looking like they really wanted to make sure that they crown themselves, the number one in the city. Well, not the number one, but at least for that weekend, you get United is red for sure. There can be no contest about that one because it was a blistering performance. Now, you get, obviously Chelsea won their game. That's not all the way too relevant or whatever. But now, over to you, Arsenal. It was your turn. Away at Forest, 17th placed Forest. You get what I'm saying? 4th from the bottom. Everything was set for you, bro. Squad looking nice. Gabriel, Saliba, everybody there. Granted, no Calafiori. Timber was at left back, but that's a position he's been able to, deputize in and, improvising over the course of his career and everything. And it was completely flat, bro. Completely flat. I mean, flat by Arsenal standards. There are still chances. The open net miss and all of that, but still at times it just looked like Forest were far more aggressive, like they wanted it more, and Arsenal just didn't look like they were that desperate to make it 9 points. It almost looked like the attitude was, okay, cool, City lost here, now we know we're like 6 points already, give or take, minimum we're going to do is draw the game, and it's going to be 7 points. So it's almost like they approached the game with the calmness and everything. But a lot of big players for Arsenal didn't turn up. You get. Raya didn't have all that much to do. You get what I'm saying? The defense a couple of times got opened up. Not even opened up, but like in the first half, especially like once or twice, there was a long ball that kind of beat the defense, and all of that Raya had to sweep up and all of that stuff. The CBs, the build-up wasn't as quick. That midfield three, Arsenal Odegaard, Zubimendi, Rice, it just didn't have that cohesion, that rotation, that kind of, that dominance that they've exuded in recent games. All of that was lacking. in that game. If Odegaard got taken off in like, what was it, 55th or 65th minute, you get what I'm saying? And funny enough, even the subs that came on didn't do that much better anyway, but it was just one of those games where it was just part of what I reckon. If maybe the gap was a bit closer with Arsenal and City and we got that point, probably people would think, you know what, valuable points away from home. But still, considering that City lost, you get chance to put these guys in a position where it's like, listen, because if it was 9 points gap, obviously season isn't over and whatever, but then that means that City almost has to be perfect. And this current City team, demanding them to be perfect isn't going to be as easy as previous teams, you get. But then, you know, at the end of the day, it was really, really disappointing. Personally, I've had a chance to calm down a bit more. You know, I would have loved to drop this video a bit earlier so my reaction is a bit more raw and whatever. Pause. Yeah, I had to get that one in there, pause. But still, you know, Arsenal fans can, it's difficult to say, but Arsenal fans can't get too like overly in their head. You see, the thing with Arsenal fans this year, Arsenal fans have so much hurt. There's so much hurt and disappointment to where every little thing is like, oh my God, we're collapsing and blah 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 and everything. But yeah, we're going to suffer, man. And it was suffering to watch that on Saturday. I won't even lie. It was peak suffering, bro. But we take the point, bro. We take the point. Now, next week, you have to bounce back because again, Arsenal, you've been handed, you know, you've been handed a pass. You've earned it because obviously you've been the top team in the league and whatever. Probably the schedule of the other games catching up a bit as well, but still, you ought to have done a better performance against Forest regardless. This isn't some mid-table team or like a Bournemouth or something. This is Forest. We know that Sean Dyche knows how to set up his team well against the big teams and rescue teams from relegation and all that stuff, but the quality in Arsenal, remember Arsenal talk about squad depth and all of that. Now the squad depth can't be saying you can't maneuver in all these games, you get what I mean? So it was, yeah, it was difficult to watch. The game didn't move quickly, you know. Gyökeres, anonymous, a lot of people are anonymous, bro. Odegaard, I mean, Zubimendi. And you see, the thing is, that build-up phase is so important because it starts from the CBs. Even though the CBs were not bad defensively, for example, but in terms of the build-up, a couple of times putting their foot on the ball, you get kind of taking a few seconds to kind of look for the pass and everything. All that scanning has to be done before you receive the ball, you get. So the progression of the ball just wasn't as good and everything. But then, you know, obviously with some Arsenal fans who want to pin everything on Odegaard and all this, that's neither here nor there. That's not a one player issue. The entire team was just not on it, you get what I mean? And I mean, until Saka came on, we didn't really look like, Arsenal didn't really look like they were going to snatch the win. You know, and Forest didn't do anything neither. It's just Arsenal just didn't turn up on that day. But then, you know, you're trying to win the league. It's not going to be easy. And that's another thing that I think fans need to understand. Because it's almost like due to how Pep has kind of won some of his titles, people kind of believe that you're going to just have it easy, a lot of games, you're going to blow teams away, and it's just not that way, you get. And also, if you're expecting your players to be strong mentally and go into every game believing they're going to win, you also can't crumble at every slight draw or loss or something like that. So yeah, points at the end of the day, you have to regroup, you have to restructure, but none of that BS anymore, Arsenal. Get it right from next week, bro. Put some distance, man. Put some distance. Make it clear by, you know, by like February or you know, whatever, like mid-February or whatever, that listen, the title is done. The title is done. You get, so that your fans can relax. Stop putting your fans in limbo. You get. A lot of people have exhausted their medicine at Arsenal. A lot of Arsenal fans have exhausted their medicine messing with you guys, man. So get it right from next game. Get it fucking right from next game. You get. And yeah, what a weekend of football it was, man. To think that the most exciting team of the weekend would be Man United, like, man, that's a rare sight. You get what I'm saying? But we need to allow them have this joy. You know, it's been a long time they had it like this. Yeah, already. You know, the Man United cycle is in full swing already. Caretaker manager has had a good result against a very massive team. They're already talking about pen down the contract and all these things. They never learn, bro. They never learn. But let's see how it plays out. You get what I mean? Anyway, this was just a quick reaction video. You get what I mean? Thanks again for supporting the channel, for watching the video. Subscribe to the channel, please, if you will. Like, comment, share if you will. You understand? I appreciate the support so far. It's not a massive win, but I'm up to 50 subscribers already. You never know, bro. I'm chasing that 100 for now. And before you know, after 100, I'm chasing 200, chasing 300. You get what I mean? So yeah, thanks again for all the support, for all the love. You get what I mean? I'll see you in the next video. All right, now, peace.